The hidden rules your childhood wrote for you. Here is a truth we don't like to admit. Your childhood wrote rules for you, and you're still following them today. Not because you want to, but because your body thinks that's how survival works. In this video, I'll show you what those rules are, how they sneak into your adult life, and what to do if you want to stop living by a script you never chose. I'm Lana Bugela, creator of the 3I method: identify, integrate, initiate. I work with people who are tired of repeating the same survival patterns in love, in money, in their own self-worth. I made this video because most people don't realize they're not living their truth. They're living rules they never agreed to. Stay with me until the end because I'll share a free gift I created to help you spot those rules in your own life and start rewriting them. What are hidden rules? Every one of us grew up inside a system of hidden rules. Not rules on paper, not rules anyone set you down and explained. These rules were written directly into your nervous system, line by line, through every look, every silence, every moment you felt love withdraw or shame arrive. They sound deceptively simple. Don't need too much. Stay quiet or love disappears. Work harder than everyone else or you'll be left behind. And here is the thing. You didn't invent these beliefs. You didn't sit at age 6 and consciously decide them. They were given to you. They were the survival codes your body wrote to keep you in connection with the people you depended on most. Because as a child, connection isn't optional. It's oxygen. And if the cost of belonging was to silence your needs, to overperform, or to shrink yourself, your body paid it. Because that was the only way to stay safe. But now, as an adult, those same codes don't just keep you safe, they keep you small. They run like software you forgot was installed, influencing how you love, how you earn, how you speak up at work, how you treat your own body. And here's the paradox. The danger that required those rules is long gone, but the rules remain. Your nervous system doesn't update itself automatically. It keeps enforcing laws that no longer serve you, long after the courtroom has closed. That's what hidden rules are. They are yesterday's protection, acting as today's prison. And until you bring them into awareness, they dictate your life silently, like an invisible script that keeps repeating the same story no matter how much you want to change the ending. So let's bring this closer to home. Hidden rules don't show up in theory. They show up in the smallest, most ordinary moments of your day. In relationships, you say yes when every cell in your body is screaming no. You cancel your plans to avoid disappointing someone. You hold back the truth because you fear it might make them angry. That's not just poor communication. That's a rule speaking. My needs don't matter. If I take up space, love will vanish. With money, you can't rest. You overwork. Even when your body is begging for stillness, you keep pushing. Because somewhere deep inside, there is a voice. If I stop, I'll fall behind. If I'm not useful, I'll be forgotten. This is not ambition. It's survival in disguise. In self-worth, you put on masks. You show the polished version of yourself, the one who has it together, the one who's agreeable, the one who's likable. And underneath, you fear that if you showed the raw truth, the messy, complicated, imperfect you, rejection would follow instantly. That's another hidden rule. If I show who I really am, I won't be loved. And I know these rules so well because I've lived them. I remember early in my marriage, my husband would ask me where I wanted to go for dinner, and I would instantly say, wherever you want. It seems small, even silly, but underneath it was a survival program. If I have a preference, if I take up space, I'll be too much. And over time, I realized it wasn't about dinner. It was about my body remembering a childhood where my needs weren't safe to voice. That's how hidden rules work. They make the present moment feel like the past is still alive. So whether it's in love, in money, or in the way you see yourself, these rules dictate your choices quietly and invisibly. And until you recognize them, you think it's just who you are. But it's not who you are. It's who you learn to be to survive. So why they stay hidden? Here is the hardest part. Most of these rules stay invisible not because we are blind, but because we were trained not to see them. First, they were never questioned. Your parents lived by them. Your teachers reinforced them. Culture celebrated them. Be polite, don't rock the boat, work harder than everyone else. It didn't feel like conditioning. It felt like reality. Second, they don't feel like rules. They feel like truth. Not I learned to stay quiet so I wouldn't get hurt, but simply, this is who I am. I'm just quiet. I'm just not good with money. I'm just the one who takes care of everyone. What you think is personality is often programming. And third, trauma doesn't just hand you a wound. It hands you the whole kit. Inside that kit are the rules, the masks, the beliefs you'll carry forward. Like a survival starter pack. Abandonment doesn't just leave you lonely. It delivers an instruction manual. Hide your needs, prove your worth, earn your place. And because you were too young to know the difference, you followed the manual as if it were law. And here is where most people push back when I name these rules. They say, but this is how the world works. You really do need to play it safe. You really do need to work harder. You really do need to keep quiet to be accepted. And I get it. That's how the rules justify themselves. We are not saying the rule is always bad. Sometimes it kept you safe. Sometimes it got you through. But here is the pitfall. When you have that rule running unchecked, you abandon yourself. You use the rule even when it no longer serves you. It becomes automatic, like washing the dishes. You don't think, you just do it. Your subconscious pulls out the same survival rule in moments when you don't need it anymore. And that's where the frustration comes in. Because part of you wants to stop, wants to choose differently, but the rule is already playing. That tension, that inner conflict is the sound of freedom trying to wake up inside you. So how do we stop living by rules we never chose? The way out isn't force. It isn't willpower. It's not about breaking yourself free. It's a process. Step 1, identify. The first step is to name the rule, not just the surface behavior, but the hidden code beneath it. Instead of, I'm people pleaser, you name, the rule I live by is if I upset people, I'll be abandoned. When you name it, the fog clears. What felt like your personality reveals itself as programming. Step 2, integrate. Naming alone isn't enough. You have to feel the fear that wrote that rule in the first place. The ache of abandonment, the terror of rejection, the shame of not being enough. This isn't punishment. It's liberation. Because when you allow your body to finally experience what it's been running from, the grip of the rule loosens. Step 3, initiate. Now, with the old code visible and the fear integrated, you can choose a new frequency. Not another rule, but truth. A living, flexible way of being that doesn't abandon you. My needs matter. Rest is safe. Who I am is already enough. That's when rules dissolve. Not because you fought them, but because you brought them into light and replaced them with truth. This is the work of the 3I method. Identify, integrate, initiate. It's not about fixing yourself. It's about finding yourself. And when you do, the rules that once ran your life no longer apply. They don't need breaking. They simply lose their power. Your childhood wrote rules. But here is the truth. You don't have to keep living by them. I created a free resource called The Kit You Never Chose. It will show you exactly what was packed into your survival kit. The beliefs, the masks, the compensations your family handed you, and how to start unpacking it without getting lost in pain. It's practical, it's visual, and it's the first step to moving from survival self into real self. Click the link below, download your free guide, and begin rewriting the rules of your life. Because your patterns don't just need managing, they can finally end. There is also one bonus for you. There is an audio that helps you to do that when you are in a meditative state. And before you go, I'd love to hear from you. What's one hidden rule you recognize from your childhood? Drop it in the comments. Your share might help someone else see their own. If this video spoke to you, hit like and share it with a friend who's ready to see what's inside their own kid. And don't forget to subscribe. I release new videos every week, twice a week, to help you move from survival self to real self.